Hi, Mom.
Morning.
How are you?
I am terrific every day of my life.
Yes, you are. So, Mom, today I would like us to talk about your coping mechanism. What's helped you to cope all these years with having MS?
Probably my scrapbooking days.
I would agree with that.
After,
When did you first kind of like scrapbooking?
actually my mom had made me a baby book,
Oh, we have that.
and it's a
Very old.
old 80-year-old book, but it's my book and I have to save it.
Yes. And it has your family and baby pictures, and you've kept it all this time. And your mom made this one, but when did you make your first scrapbook?
Actually, when I was 8, I came down with scarlet fever, and I had penicillin injections every other day for 2 weeks. It was a very contagious disease. So on my door, I had quarantine, keep out. And
So this isn't your first quarantine.
So my mother and baby sister Joanne and Dad could stay in the house, but my sister Audrey, 2 years older, had to move and live with another family for a while. And we just continued with trying to get well, and my classmates had sent me cards and letters and pictures, and I just knew I wanted to keep a scrapbook of that. So after I was a little bit better, we found out we had to burn everything.
You couldn't keep your bed or
No.
mattress or
No.
clothes
All had to be burned.
because it still would have
And at that time,
contagiousness on it.
we could even burn in our backyards, but
So you burned all your stuff, and your sister came home, and then you had to get well. So I'm sure that took a couple months
yes.
before you could get back into your life. So you had these cards and letters from friends at your school.
And I just started putting it back together in another book.
So you made a book.
Yep.
So that, I'm sure, helped you get through a really tough time.
Yes.
All right. And then I know you've used scrapbooking. I mean, for me, I remember growing up, there was always a scrapbook. You were always working on some scrapbook.
I was.
Always. So
Well, after having 2 daughters and 4 grandchildren, and being in the airlines and traveling for 30 years, I had an awful lot of photographs that I just wanted to at least let people know what they stood for, instead of when I'm gone, no one knew what they were for. So I just started making books, and everybody had a book.
yeah. And you kept making book after book after book, and now we have a huge cupboard full of all your scrapbooks, which is wonderful. And it's nice because we can go to it and find pictures like we are for these videos at our tips. It's awesome. But I know that you have also just used scrapbooking during times of struggle, like with your high school reunion. You want to talk about that?
Yes. In 2007, I was invited to the high school class reunion, and I was in the wheelchair, and I thought, I can't go from California to Wisconsin in a wheelchair. So I just realized that nobody there could handle my handicap, so I wouldn't be going. And instead I started to put together a picture autobiography. So I have 221 pages of my autobiography, and I called it My First 50 Years.
So you put from birth to 50, you have your whole life in this little book.
Yes.
And actually this little book has really come in handy for us too, because occasionally you'll have caregivers that come, and they're people that don't know you very well. And this is a great way for them to get to know you and for you to talk about your life. And so if anyone ever comes to visit, you'll probably be sitting down looking at that book with Mom. But you weren't able to go back for your 50-year reunion, and you made this book, and it really helped you just accept, right? What was.
That's it. And after I put this much time into it and going over all the years, I just realized that it really wasn't that bad having MS, because I had been so many places and done so many things that it was okay now. I could handle this.
So focusing on just the good memories of the past and the blessings that you've had in your life has helped you just cope with whatever's to come.
Exactly.
Nice.
So caring for me cannot be easy. How do you cope with that?
Well, I think the biggest thing for me is just to have a good perspective on things. I know early on, when Dad passed away and I took over your care, I tried to do it all on my own because that's how Dad did it, right? Dad didn't ever want any help. He didn't ever have a gardener or a maid. He did all the shopping. He did everything. He maintained the house and the yard, and so I thought that's kind of what I was needing to do. But once I realized that I couldn't do this alone, and we got a gardener and we got a maid, that helped a lot. And also community. I think I remember at the time I was attending a weekly Bible study, and I was leaving you in the evening for a couple hours and going to this Bible study, and it hit me like, why am I leaving you to do that? I should be hosting one in our home. So I told you I was going to do that, and your reply was, I'll just be down the hall. I won't bother you at all. And I said, no, you're coming. You're going to be in the Bible study with us. So you were, and you were very just yourself and real, and the things that I would always get frustrated with, or I don't know, I had heard 100 times, having other people hear it and see you with these fresh eyes and just be so endeared to you, it made me see you in another light, and I realized just how unique and wonderful you are through their eyes, for sure. So when we moved here, I remember going to a support group for those who care for people. And I went first when we went around the circle to say what our care was, and I explained that I cared for my mom who had MS, and my struggles were more physical, lifting and doing things like that, and people felt bad for me. But then when it was their turn, they would talk about their parents mostly, and most of them had Alzheimer's or dementia, and I couldn't imagine caring for someone that way. And I felt bad for them. And they thought my job was hard, and I thought their job was hard. And I realized, like, I will just take everything I took out of my backpack and put back in and happily go home to a mom that I can talk to and watch fun TV shows with and laugh with and hang out with and take some concerns to. And I just was very grateful for what we had. So that really, perspective just really helped for that, for sure.
I do like it when you take time and go out and have dinner and things with your friends and take a weekend off. That's awfully good. I can always have caregivers. I can have Tina come and help me.
That's true.
When you went to Australia, I had someone for 11 days.
You did.
And so we made it through that, and it was fine, and I was just glad to know that you were doing something for yourself.
Yeah, that is important for me too, and sometimes you don't realize how important that is, to be able to just step back and do things just for yourself, especially when you're always thinking about someone else. And especially when Tina, my sister, comes down from Orange County, I can just completely check out because I know she's got it and I don't have to think, oh, did the caregiver show up or anything like that. So it is nice to be able to take time to just check out completely and do my own thing and know that you're in good hands and that you're not bitter that I've left. You actually like it. And if I go out to dinner, I usually order more than I can eat intentionally.
Right.
So
I like the doggy bags. You
do. They don't call them that, I don't think, anymore, but they call them the mom bags. So you don't like to go out to restaurants, so it's kind of a way for me to bring a restaurant back to you. So
thank you very much.
Yeah, we make it work, and I think it's important that we have that mutual respect for each other, that I can step away and you can let me step away, and we're both happy with that. That's important.
Honey, you know I'm terrific every single day of my life.